same place. The first amino acid is always going to be, here you can see it right there, methionine. And that means that the mRNA would have to start with AUG. We call this a promoter codon. And it keeps going on until it reaches a special codon that we call a stop codon. And stop codons are going to be UAA, UAG, and UGA. So that's how it will control where it starts, where it stops. Let's go ahead now and put this into it and see how it works. Try it one more time. Now this time I've made our mRNA strand a little bigger because I put in a new codon at the front and a new one at the back. So an mRNA would always start with AUG. That would match up with this guy, right? And it'll bring in this tRNA, which always carries methionine. Now here come the other guys, right? Here goes our alanine. Here goes our tyrosine. Here goes cysteine. Here goes leucine. Here goes glycine. Now this guy, UGA, doesn't really code for an amino acid. And since it doesn't code for an amino acid, a tRNA comes in that has a special function which stops the whole process. Then the amino acids get hooked up together. So let's hook those up together like this. And then, since there's nothing to hook up at the end, the rRNA and the tRNAs all break off, the process stops, and this would be your final protein. The only problem is how do we know which amino acid each tRNA comes in with? And we could tell that just by looking at not the anticodons, but the codons itself. So what you have here is a table of codons that we would find on the mRNA, and it tells you what amino acid it would eventually code for. Now I have a little movie I'll show you in just a second, but just briefly let's try the first one. So if the codon is U, see first, second, third, U, therefore you would end up with, so let's take a look at this, just give you some color here. If it was U, and U over here, you would end up with this amino acid, which is phenylalanine. And you can see how we got to the stops, right? So for example, if it was U and then A and G, you can see that that also gave us a stop. And the interesting thing is that if you look at the first one, remember I said everybody has to start with methionine? There's only one methionine. There's only one possibility, and you can only get to it by A, U, and G, like that.